Hey guys, this is Andy with YER WELLIES. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you a bed I've been working on, but first of all, why don't you get your wellies, meet me in the garden. Well guys, this corner of the yard, some of you may be familiar with it, has been a problem for a long time. It just is kind of a neglected area. It's mostly shady at best, partly sunny. Now, recently my neighbor built this new part of the fence behind us, and he pulled out quite a few rocks that were down there. And it was just a good opportunity to get in here and kind of clean all that out. So that's what I did. And I decided to put some hostas and ferns back in this bed. We have a angel here and a bird bath. Sometimes it's just kind of difficult to know what to do with an area. And this area has been neglected for quite a while. Part of the problem is I just have not paid much attention to watering it. And I suppose, you know, if you prepare an area and plant some things in it, then you are suddenly inspired to water it more regularly. So I wanted to make this area look pretty. My neighbor recently put this new fence between us here. So in the process of that, he cleared out a little bit back there. And Ruby's kind of showing you where the rock piles are that he managed to pull out of there. So we have extra rocks to do things, and some of those I used in the beds to kind of outline smaller areas to give it some texture and depth to it. So this is a pretty hosta. This one actually will grow about, I want to say I read about 26 inches tall, maybe even a little bit taller than that. But these are gonna grow slow that first year, and then basically each year as they come back they'll do a bit more. So I've got a couple of those in here. These all came, by the way, from the big box store. There were several varieties, and I went for some shades of green, and I can always add some smaller ones to that to get a little white in there. But with this bed, my plan is to put irrigation in it, and then each year we'll just kind of see what it needs. Most of these are going to get big enough that I don't really need to add just a whole lot more to this bed. Now this is actually a spider plant, so you're probably more familiar with those being used as a house plant. The shade garden is an ideal place for it because it can handle the low light of a house. So it does fine out here, and as you can see, this one already has some little babies on it. They propagate by sending out these shoots with small plants on, and that will probably fill up this bed quite a bit, but I can also cut those off and move them to other places. And as long as you mulch over them in the cold months, they will survive. They should survive here. We're in 8A. We got rezoned from 7B to 8A the last couple of years, and I think overall we are a little warmer. Now, unfortunately, we had a clematis that got accidentally uprooted during the cleaning process, but my neighbor had a cutting, so I expect that it will do well in this place. So I put it back in almost exactly the same place. So that's it. I just wanted to show you guys this bed. If you have a corner of the yard that's kind of dark and you're not really sure what to do with it, hostas are a great place to start. Then the other thing I did not show you, let me show you this real quick. I also included a couple of ferns in this project. The two that are here will probably not grow more than a couple of feet, and the ostrich ones that I'm trying to get started indoors from bare roots will get a lot bigger. They can get 5 or 6 feet tall. Of course, none of that's going to happen overnight, so we have to be patient. And one of the things I really encourage you, if you if you start growing things that are more of the flowering, perennial type things, that you should really try and become a gardener who has a vision for what you want your area to look like, and bear in mind it will take time. Yesterday, this bed looked really pretty, but today we have all of these catkins. Catkins come off the oak tree, and these are what spreads pollen everywhere. They also get hung up on the dogs and get dragged into the house. So, but this should eventually all fall off the trees and not be a problem. So I planted these in these pots that unfortunately they don't drain at the bottom. They're nice because you have this lip here that you can put water in, but unfortunately they don't drain at the bottom. So that might not have been a great choice, because I can't really just set those outside, because we could have a lot of rain and then they're going to be in trouble. They'll drown. So this is one of the hostas, and they both have come up. Those are the first ones to appear. So the other two things are the ostrich ferns, and then there's lily of the valley. Those haven't come up yet either, but hopefully they'll pop up in a few days. And I may, once there's just a few leaves on these hostas, I'll probably harden them off like I do everything else, since they've been in here the whole time, and then I'll put them out. Probably don't need to harden them off for quite as long, because they're not going to be exposed to a ton of sunlight, obviously, back in that corner. Well, guys, thanks for joining me here in the garden and seeing what I did over in that corner. I hope that's helpful if you have a spot that needs some attention, especially if it's a shady spot. So I thought you might enjoy that. I didn't do a step-by-step, obviously, planting the hostas. I think you'll kind of know about that enough. And there actually are a lot of channels about shade gardening. So if you take a look at those, they may inspire you. They did for me, because I really and truly, that corner has been bugging me for years, because I look at it and go, I don't even know what I can grow back there. So apparently you can grow quite a bit. And hostas are wonderful because A, they're very, very hardy. You just about can't kill them once they're in, unless you don't water them. That's about the only thing. The other thing that's just great about them is the variations of green, the textures and the size make for a lot of enjoyment in giving your garden a really special, almost tropical feel to it. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those at the end. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. There's lots more to come, because growing season is getting ready to really kick off. We're getting ready to put vegetables out, so you know how much I love that. And I will see you guys on the next episode of Get Your Wellies. But until then, bye now.